Welcome back to Open Window Politics. Today we're going to be doing a prediction between Pete Buttigieg, the former Secretary of Transportation, versus the current Vice President, J.D. Vance. So Pete Buttigieg rose to fame in 2020. He ran for the Democratic presidential nomination. Ultimately, he fell short and ended up endorsing Biden. Biden later appointed him to the Secretary of Transportation position. He was able to pass his Senate confirmation vote and then served in that role for the Biden term for those 4 years. And J.D. Vance was first primarily well known as an author. He later entered politics. He was a senator from the state of Ohio, later picked as Trump's running mate after Trump decided to not run with Pence again, which makes sense. But Trump announced that J.D. Vance would be his running mate, and then in 2024, Trump and Vance, of course, won the presidency and the vice presidency. And at the moment, J.D. Vance is looking like he will be the Republican nominee in 2028. Buttigieg, less so on the Democratic side, but certainly a possibility. So we'll be going through those two individuals in the competition. So we'll start out with Nevada. I've had Nevada in the Democratic Party's column for the majority of candidates. Sometimes I put it in tilt, and now I'm going to put it in lean for Pete Buttigieg. So that is going to be 6 electoral college votes for Pete Buttigieg there. And then we're going to get to the state of Arizona. Arizona, going to put that into the tilt blue category. Both of these states, I think in the long run, will become more and more Democratic friendly. Nevada kind of shocked the nation in 2024 when it voted Republican when it voted for Trump. The state also has a Republican governor, so yet Republicans know it's possible to win in the state. I think it will be an uphill battle since 2024, since that Republican victory in the state. We've seen demographic trends shift away from Trump and Republicans in general. We've seen special elections regularly reaffirm Democrats' upper hand at the moment on the national stage since 2024. And I think that would be enough to let Pete Buttigieg win the state of Nevada in the lean margin. And then Arizona, I think will be closer. The state was further to the right in 2024. It was the furthest to the right out of the core 7 swing states, which is interesting. And Democrat, I think with the right Democrat, though, that a Democrat could certainly win this state. And I think Pete Buttigieg would be able to do just that. He is definitely more of a moderate. He's appeared on Fox News on a couple of occasions and definitely has made an effort to reach out to voters on the Republican side and independent and throughout the political spectrum. And I think that would be enough of a selling factor to result in a Democratic victory in Arizona. Then we're going to head on over to Georgia. I'm going to put Georgia into the tilt blue margin as well. The state saw some positive election results for Democrats since 2024. In 2024, of course, the state went to Trump, as did every swing state except the swing district there in Omaha, in Nebraska. I've got that district in the lean blue margin. Not a ton to talk about there, but that is going to be one more electoral college vote for Pete Buttigieg. And then we're going to get now to the state of North Carolina. This state, I think right now is a good election environment for Democrats, certainly. I'm not certain if it is good enough for them to win the state of North Carolina. At the moment, I don't see it as the most likely situation. So I'm going to put it into J.D. Vance's column in the tilt red margin. Next up, the state I feel the most confident about calling would probably be Michigan. Pete Buttigieg, former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, and then, if I remember correctly, now lives in Michigan, and so he would have home state advantage there. And then J.D. Vance, of course, from the neighboring state to the south, being Ohio. So I think both candidates would perform well in the Rust Belt. They would both have appeal that I think would be crucial to winning these 3 states. And the next state I feel the most confident about going into Pete Buttigieg's column would probably be Wisconsin. I do think of the 3 core Rust Belt swing states that Pennsylvania is probably going to be J.D. Vance's best hope, and I think any Republican's best hope. But at the moment, with the national environment favoring Democrats pretty significantly, I'm going to put all 3 states into the Democratic Party's column for Pete Buttigieg, leaving us with 303 electoral college votes to 235, with the Democrat Pete Buttigieg taking the lead at 303 to J.D. Vance's 235. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.